Tuesday. You know what that means. Time for another exciting edition of Tiny Meng Tuesday. As always, I am your faithful host, Diamond Dave Wheeler. With me, as always, is my lovely co-host, the effervescent madman of Minneapolis. Oh, and his
Blue.
feline, Matt Lind. How's it going, man?
Nigel has decided to make himself the center of
Yes,
attention.
Nigel. Good, Nigel. Fantastic.
All right.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, going all right. How about you?
Oh, excited to be here, as always. And with us, as our fantastic third man, as always, King Ginger himself. What up, King?
Hello, skis.
Oh, yes. Oh, man, chat's already sounding off. Hey, morning or evening, Stan. How's it going, Neb? You need to update that intro with your new YouTube link. Yes, it still hasn't updated, so soon. Actually, if you go to youtube.com/HeelTurnRadio, I believe that's where we're broadcasting on this one. What's up, Panther? Pale Aragorn. It says Kitty. Big Kitty. Tuck, what up? So, yeah. Welcome, everybody. We're going to be customizing live and talking shop. Well, chopping shop. So, Matt's getting his roller on. Oh, thank you, Panther. Yes, everybody knows. I got a haircut, so I don't have my hair slicked back as per usual. So, it's light and breezy. So, no, but what are y'all working on tonight?
No, I'm working on getting this cat hair off me.
No, that's one thing.
It doesn't get into my paints.
That could be its own show.
Oh yes.
I don't know how entertaining it would be, Nigel.
It's called Rolling with Matt. New spinoff from Heel Turn Radio coming this summer.
Oh boy.
That's just what we need. It's more
when the shedding is at peak.
Oh no, this guy's always got something going.
Fair.
He's a hairy bugger. Yeah, I got a bunch of stuff on my bench here, as you can see. I kind of got a little burst of inspiration a day or two ago, and realized there's some customizing techniques that I'm usually wary of, but I'm kind of like, these actually, it's not too bad. Yeah, taking figures apart at the waist.
Nice party.
So I'll be doing that. So yeah, this will be the Patriot at some point. So I have to paint the legs.
Very nice.
With those joints. And it was one of those things I got at the Nerd Out swap on Sunday.
Oh yeah.
I got a couple cheap fodder figures, and I was like, well, I was gonna, So I ended up buying a retro cap with no real specific purpose in mind. Other than that, I've been kind of doing some cappy stuff lately, but I'm like, all right, so if I mix and match these two guys in half, I got a Patriot that I don't need to paint as much, and then this is going to be Battlestar.
Oh, very nice.
At some point here. So that's I got that going, and then this Wolverine that I took apart, 3 different Wolverines to kind of put together, and before realizing, I already have a mostly black one.
Nice.
So, yeah, we'll see where I land.
Oh man, people are digging the Rolling with Matt segment. Stan, I know I do dioramas. I know King has done some fantastic terrain for tabletop gaming. And Matt, do you do the dios?
I want to do more, but I don't have the room to really display them. So
fair enough. Oh man, Quintillion, that sucks, dude.
What?
Figure is broken right out of the box. Another reason why I have blue tech. Makes sense. That sucks though, right out the box. Dang. I think I saw your Instagram post. But yeah. So I'm actually doing something kind of fun. I have to make this look like not this. So I'm gonna be putzing around with various parts this evening to try and make it into something a little different. So, what about you, King? What are you working on tonight?
Well, I've been doing a lot of Motu stuff lately, so I've decided to give myself a little bit of a break. So I am just painting up some orcs.
Ooh, right on.
So I got some of my Reaper stuff, the never-ending boxes of those first couple Kickstarters, where I spent entirely too much money. And then some. Oh man, I can't remember the name of this company now. Alchemy. Some Alchemy plastics. I really liked them. They were super cheap. I don't know if that game's even around anymore. Yeah, I've got some. I had a plan for Down in Outlands that kind of got messed up a Monday ago or so.
Yeah.
As far as like, I think I know where this is going. Oh wait, I got an idea. Let me run it by the player. The player was like, "Oh hell yeah!" So, and then after that, I was like, "I think I know what I want to do with this kind of plane hopping situation. I'll have him go to a plane that is basically the cartoon, the 80s cartoon setting, like 20 years later."
Oh, nice.
And then he can meet like grown-up versions of Bobby and Sheila and Hank and the crew. And then I was like, that'd be really fun. So why am I doing that with just one player? So I also have a setting that Rocket Pig Games, which does STLs.
Okay.
Did in Kickstarter, I want to say last year. My printer's been down so long that I can't even tell anymore. Called Tuscalans. And it is like an all monster setting. And you play like different orc tribes, and there's like other like smaller troll tribes and gnoll tribes and stuff like that. But there's no humans, so it's there's no like, it's just to get a different take on orcs, and I've kind of been in the mood for that. So I also would have loved to have maybe gone back to Ravenloft, since the new Ravenloft book arrived today. Thank you for sticking it directly in the rain, Amazon. Luckily, it was only out there for a little bit, but man, you guys sure know how to deliver some packages. But after Domains of Dread, I don't think they're going to want to go back for a long time.
Yeah.
I think I've hoarded them out for a while. So yeah, I'm thinking maybe some Tuscalans, and so I'm trying to get some inspiration on just by painting some orcs and thinking about kind of tribal situations, and maybe some orcs are fully engrossed in. My thought is that goblinoids, especially hobgoblins, probably have steel. Vast majority of orcs would probably be like in the Bronze Age. So I'm trying to kind of wrap my head around what that would look like when you have kind of these different societies, no humanity, no elves, no dwarves, just the children of Grumsh and as the primary species on your planet.
Nice.
That makes any sense. I just babbled a whole long time about some shit probably nobody gives a crap about.
But that's what the show's about.
But the couple that do really fucking appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I will say it's always up there now, Neb. You're right. I do have well over 500 figures on display, and that's why I don't have room for dios. I've made a decision to have figures and not dios.
But what a bunch of figures they are.
Well,
right on. Stan is starting, made his first diorama today for his DC Multiverse figs. Very cool.
Nice. What'd you make, Stan?
Pop it in the chat. I haven't even got my vaccine yet. I'm napping like a baby. Nice.
I mean,
I want to start 3D printing dioramas again, but I also need to get back to outside and take nature shots. Hell yeah. What's up, Mitch Falcon? How's it going? Pale Aragorn, they need to make mini umbrellas for the box. That'd be nice.
You got your cartoon dio, right?
Yeah, it is still in the box. I'm actually tomorrow on the Dave Wonder channel. I will be doing a as I've labeled it now, the ultimate unboxing. Robo and Cincy are going to also be unboxing stuff. We thought that AEW was moving to Fridays because of the NBA stuff, and that's next week. So we're doing best of both worlds. So we're going to be watching AEW and talking shop and ripping open a bunch of packages like children.
Nice.
It's gonna be a good old time. So
I think I saw it on Twitter today, and I was going to share it with you, and then I realized it was, I think, VB from the Fwoosh. So I'm like, Dave probably saw it anyway. But that his Turtles display, which I think is either 5 or 6 of the Dios.
Yeah. It's nuts. That's Nick's display. It is. That is a lot of space.
Yeah.
I sat there and I stared at it during the Super 7 interview, and I was like, I want that. And then I was like, no, I don't. That's too much space. I value my life. But yeah,
so it's not that you don't want to do it; it's that my won't let you.
No. Well, it's also that we don't have the space it's like we don't have the space for that many dioramas.
It's really down to what you want to sacrifice. But yes, I hear you.
I like to park my car inside.
You only got to do that. You only got to do that, half the year here.
Yeah. I actually am in the process of I'm going to be reorganizing some space in the studio. You can kind of see the beginnings of it behind me with those not dioramas, with the deodorant. Oh my God.
The Detolfs.
Come on, brain. You can do it. The Detolfs behind me, the Detolf Zigglers back there. So I just got my stands in, as I was telling you before we went on. I got my stands right here. They came in shortly before the stream started, so I didn't even get to put stuff together today. And on top of that, it was a damn peanut job. So it's going to be a hot mess. Oh, holy cow. Sorry, the chat just jumped on me.
Yeah.
Hey, King, have you done any Star Wars customs in the Motu style? Have always been interested in seeing these two properties mashed up.
I have. I don't even know what the character's name is. I have a no Last Jedi policy going on currently. Just because I don't know if my heart can take that level of disappointment currently. I have like whoever Kerry Russell's character is. I got one of those figures dirt cheap. I think I maybe spent like $6 including shipping, and I took the head and the belt and stuff off, and I will probably mod. I've got an extra She-Ra body. Got a couple extra She-Ra bodies now. Someone from China was just selling the bodies with no heads for like $5. So I grabbed a bunch of them. I'll probably use that and do some type of mutant to go with my mutant display up there, which isn't really a display. It's just a bunch of dudes staring at each other.
As you do.
But it needs some lading up. I need to get on the lading business. But no, on top of that, I have some Hasbro Hero Masher heads that I kept because I bought a whole bunch of Hero Mashers and gave them to my nephews, and they went bananas over them.
It was a really cool line. I liked a lot of those. I almost went down that road. The weird thing that never made sense to me.
Didn't you say you didn't like the aesthetic? Like there was something about the style that also kind of was like, I
don't know. See, they had kind of a Zevaz vibe, and I like that.
Yeah.
But the thing that killed them for me is the swappable parts. Great. I don't get why they had the peg for why they didn't put the peg in the forearm, not coming out of the upper arm, because they'd done it the other way, it would have been an elbow swivel and a hinge. And as it is, you got the hinge, and then the elbow or the forearm could kind of rotate, but that was it. Like, it just seemed like a weird choice to me.
I think what frustrates me the most about that line, and this is going to be the dumbest thing I've said in a long time, the last part of that line, the monsters, didn't come out in the US.
Yeah.
And they're the coolest ones. They're like, I think it was just whoever was working on that line got to go buck wild at the end and was like, well, I'm just going to do the coolest stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to do a crazy werewolf with an iron lower jaw.
Yeah, weren't those Europe exclusive?
Yeah. So I would love to get my hands on some of those, but I'm not going to pay $6 for a figure and $30 in shipping. I'm not. But for something that I'm going to ostensibly take apart, and most of it's going to go to my niece and nephews. So,
yeah.
But the fact they did like Transformers, Star Wars, Marvel, there's a lot of cool stuff in that little line.
Oh yeah.
So I kept like a Boba Fett head. I kept and used a Whiplash head.
Someone on the turtle boards actually turned me on to this idea of using an Iceman to give the computer a body, and my God,
that's cool.
This silly little custom just popped
real nice.
I actually showed it off on the stream last night because I was like, but Mashers came up again. Holy cow, the chat's jumping.
Great, appreciate everybody.
Yeah, cool, man. You guys all, thanks for joining us.
Hell yeah.
Always cool to talk to you guys.
Since goblinoids are more nocturnal subterranean, would their timekeeping be more lunar than solar based?
I thought about okay, so I'm a big dork. I've been thinking about that. If they're never forced underground, do they become underground? Primarily nocturnal and subterranean creatures. My thought is probably not, if they aren't ever kind of pushed that direction by other races. However, wouldn't it be cool if it's a hollow world and they have a sun underground? Because it's a beautiful thing about doing my Monday night game is
We're in Neil Adams territory here now.
Yeah, which I love. My Monday night game is a weird planescape multiverse spanning game with got some Kirby weirdness in it.
If you bring in Jamroth Bach, the Hollow Earth Batman,
that is a good idea.
Kind of a caveman, yeah.
But I thought, what if the Tuscans world is just a Hollow Earth? So there's sun below and sun above. And that's why they don't have a bunch of aberrations like mind flayers and or even drow, because they can't stand to even live underground since there's no escape from sunlight. But like I said, this idea has been germinating for all of about 10 hours. So, but so my players all play kids from different worlds, and they find out in the worst possible way that they're also planeswalkers.
Oh no.
So whenever they die, they instinctively jump to a different world. Kind of Sliders-esque, I guess.
Okay.
But there's overall big conspiracies because they were living in Sigil, which is the city of doors in D&D. It's the center of the multiverse. You can get to anywhere from there. It's a city that's like in a round donut. So there's city up along the walls completely. So you look up and there's more city above you hanging upside down.
You had me at donut.
Yeah. So there's like a lot of weirdness with that. If you are interested in all that, Known World United channel every other Monday. It's called Down in Outlands. And the players are fantastic, and they play some weird stuff.
That's putting it lightly.
Yeah, we have a Knoll Echo Knight, a human arcanist, a Kender barbarian that has the body swap barbarian. So when they say a magic phrase, they turn into an adult. So it's very Shazam. And they have an entire little spiel. And then a Otterkin rogue.
I wonder who that could be.
Yeah. So yeah, it's we do some fun stuff. We currently, most of the team is on a setting that is basically a kaiju setting. It's based on a book called Escape from Skullcano Island, which came off Kickstarter. Which I grew up with somebody who kind of helped playtest it.
Nice.
It's pretty fun. But man, they're only like 5th level, and kaijus are very scary.
Yeah, I mean, I would hope so.
They've had a couple bad run-ins with dinosaurs, with cannibals, and with myconoids. So,
damn,
you gotta befriend them kaiju.
Well,
so that is twitch.tv/Known World United.
Yeah.
On here, check out their scheduling. All sorts of fun tabletop games and role-playing games going on there.
It's our sister channel, isn't it?
Yes. Oh man, so Beeps has a whole basement. I hate the peanuts so much, man. Fucking Rian Johns. Oh, there we go. Okay, we're back. Zori Bliss. That is Carrie Russell's character.
Yes, with the cool helmet.
Yeah, the helmet is the design is the best part of that character.
I kind of figured that, unfortunately.
I mean, I have nothing against Rian Johnson.
I don't either.
I don't hold the failures of The Last Jedi against him necessarily. And yeah, Knives Out was freaking great.
Mm-hmm. I am really gotten not crotchety, although some might disagree with me. And I'm not, old man yells at clouds yet, but I've kind of turned into like, if I don't enjoy that part of that product, I'm just like, yeah, I don't care. I don't feel that sweeping need to watch all of that anymore. So
yeah, it at that point it was, I'm taking that tack more. I was curious enough about where they would take it, and yeah, it was disappointing. But that's okay. Because it doesn't, it's just a thing that's there. We'll probably never see most of those characters again. If we do, they'll probably be in more interesting scenarios.
I did start Bad Batch today, though.
Oh, Bad Batch es muy bueno.
Yeah, it's really good. It's pretty dark, but it's real good.
Oh yeah, I did make the mistake of watching that, so now I got to have the toys.
See, and here's my logic behind that, because I said the same.
I understand your logic. I don't subscribe to it.
That's fair. Well, you're shit out of luck then.
No, I know where I'm at. I'm glad that you have found your out.
Yes. I love the characters, but all the Black Series figures that are coming out are all Black Series stylized, so they look more realistic, which is fine and cool. But I just love the animated character designs, so that's my out. I can say, well, they're not in the style that I wanted, so it's giving me an escape route
from
going down.
And absolutely, Mitch Falcon, that is a recurring theme, especially when Ben joins the show, that you don't have to like everything and you can move on with your life. Not everything is for you, and it doesn't have to be.
It shouldn't be.
No, because God, I like some weird, stupid shit. Like
I do too. I very much do as well.
If everything was made for me, I mean, and then there's the amount of times I looked at something and said, "Well, that sounds dumb."
Yeah.
And then
going through my comics this last weekend, there was a lot of that.
Well, but the amount of times I've said,
I was like, "Oh man, this is so 80s and 90s. I am really ashamed of myself."
But the amount of times I've said that sounds dumb, and then I tried it and really, really enjoyed it, has led me to believe that I also don't know necessarily like what's good.
Yeah.
You can't, I mean, just the amount of people, I read the 2 lines in previews about this thing, and it sounds like the dumbest comic in the world. It's like, yeah, it would. From what they put in there.
2 lines.
Yeah, and they can't spoil anything, and it has no depth. So, yeah, or all the people who are pissed off about the Hellfire Gala costumes. It's like, they're fashion. They don't need to look practical or realistic or whatever.
Yeah, I think the point was they weren't supposed to.
I mean, Billy Porter doesn't walk down the street in his ball gown with the motorized fringe on the hat. but he wears it to the frickin' Tonys or whatever. Looks awesome doing it. So
I always thought that whole thing was supposed to be kind of a correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not reading any X-Men stuff. I'm not reading anything but Hellboy currently and BPRD. But the X-Men are villains, right?
I mean,
Hickman has turned them into villains, kind of. They are a nation state that is up to some shady shit. I kind of got this feeling that this whole Hellfire Gala was their coming out party, as well as
they already did that
show of decadence of we don't need the rest of you anymore. We are our own thing.
I mean, they already did that to the leaders of the world. Just maybe doing it a little bit more publicly.
I'll be curious to see how it ends up.
Yeah, but I mean, they're not.
Sorry, Mitch Falcon in the chat. Depends on how you view sex cults.
I wouldn't call them villains. I would say that they're getting into territory that I don't think they've fully considered the ramifications of.
X-Force were
X-Force is Black Ops. They're the mutant CIA, and they're getting into some shady shit. And I will say, so if you haven't read Way of X yet and don't want it spoiled, mute me or something. But the whole, conceit of the Hickman's X-Men concept is that they've, developed immortality of a sort. So when Professor X has got his big Cerebro helmet on all the time, and he's constantly basically backing your brain up on hard drives, essentially, somewhere.
And then there's 5 mutants who can bring you back.
Yeah. So if you go out as and die as an X-Man or a mutant in general,
in service to the country and crown,
pretty much,
they confirm your death. He backs you up from your last backup in a new body. Now there's they've introduced some wrinkles to that and some exceptions, but in Way of X, which is I think it's a mini series focusing on Nightcrawler, and he at one point was like, we kind of need to develop our own mutant religion.
Yep.
And in the first issue, there's a group of young mutants who are out on a mission, and they essentially peer pressure. I think it's Pixie, one of their teammates, into dying, because they're like, "Oh, you haven't done it yet? Oh, you got to do it." And
Mitch Falcon says, "Yes, that was Pixie."
Yeah, and that's kind of the inciting event where and they've already had some stuff with that with the Crucible, where it's like if you lost your powers as a mutant, you go into the ring and you fight somebody to the death, and if you die a good death, they resurrect you and you get your powers back.
Yeah, which is in itself that's really messed up.
Well,
for this, which is for I don't know. I mean, it's always been kind of Xavier's dream is peace with mankind, and it has turned into that's never going to happen. And now it looks like Hickman's exploring can we even have peace among ourselves?
There's some of that. If we can't die, does that mean anything then? And so Nightcrawler's like, this might be a problem. So
says the man of God of the X-Men team.
I'm very curious to see where they go with this, because I know it's Hickman, so he's got a plan that spans lifetimes.
Yeah,
sure. So this stuff is all so he's thinking about this. He's way ahead of where we are, I'm sure, in his head.
Well, I hope so.
And I'll be very curious to see, because obviously the idea that making the subtext of superhero comics where nobody ever really dies, making that text is only sustainable for so long before you have to put that genie back in the bottle.
Pretty much.
Anyway,
don't you put that juju on me. Sorry. Talk in the chat. And now that Dave said that Hasbro will release an animated Star Wars line that looks like the cartoons.
But what scale? Because they've done it at 3.
Well, and Sideshow is doing the animated Clone Wars figures of Obi-Wan and Anakin so far, and I think they showed Grievous and Ahsoka.
But are they doing them? They're doing them animated style.
Yeah, with the heads and everything. Mitch Falcon, it's complicated, and I'm super impressed. Marvel is letting Hickman do this. Probably helps that they aren't doing X-Men movies right now.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true.
Well, I think Hickman's got a track record too. I mean, with the exception of his Shield stuff, where it's just that's a thing, that's a choice.
Yeah, I think the fact that got delayed for so long didn't help it.
But I think like his Avengers, his Fantastic Four, all of that has
Warriors.
Yeah, has a strong beginning, middle, and end. It doesn't suffer from appendicitis.
No, he knows where he's going.
Yeah,
Mitch Falcon's Shield did finally, I think, finish. They finally released the last issue, but it took years.
It was.
And when I read it, I was like, I totally forgot everything that was going on. It was like when I was playing Final Fantasy VIII and got busy for like 2 weeks and came back and I was like, well, never playing this game again because I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing.
Oh, shit. Sorry, I just found a old, I think it's a turtle accessory, but I'm making some figures for a buddy for a fake toy commercial.
Nice.
And I think this...
that accessory is great, though.
Right? I don't know. I actually don't know if you know what this is from, holler, because I can't think of what it's from.
I'm going to guess Jurassic Park.
Oh, maybe. I don't know where I would have gotten the Jurassic Park accessory from, though, to be honest.
I found
my gut based on the look of it and the size, or Congo or something like that.
Maybe Congo. I got some random figures, Congo figs from a fodder lot a while back.
It definitely looks Kenner to me.
Yeah.
That's true.
And Panther 10, you are right. They are going to undo all of this.
Well, they did the same thing with Morrison's run.
They did.
Yeah.
I think anytime you can only go so experimental now.
It's a rubber band.
But yeah, before someone says, okay, this is an IP that has to be accessible to the public so we can sell action figures and we want to sell movies and, products and Wolverine hair gel and, all that
Real
good
nice.
stuff.
I wish they did. I think they've sold, Avengers colognes.
Dude, I remember when the Avengers... Oh, sorry. You said clones, right?
Cologne.
Oh, okay. Then, yeah, because I remember getting our buddy Mike the Hulk cologne.
I remember that. I remember when you did that.
Yep. And the Iron Man smell was money.
Ah, all right.
Which always kind of cracked me up. I'm like, of course it is.
I forgot to show you this. I haven't talked to you since I got to figure out a helmet.
Sorry, Neb Spear in the chat. Mitch Falcon is a literal robot. No, he's our mod and he's fantastic. Oh my!
But he found the accessory.
So, 2000X armor on a Jumanji lion.
Hell yeah!
And it works perfectly. Also, I just got to figure out a way to stretch this Origins one for this bear.
Oh, that's awesome.
I mean, you might be able to. You could potentially just add like an extender.
Yeah, well, and a little heat goes a long way for forming. Like,
that's true. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to find anything for this warthog. Sweet warthog.
Size is he's a little smaller, right?
Yeah, well, he's the size of a warthog in scale with those other dudes. So, yeah. But I was like, oh, these toys are super. These are dirt cheap and super cool, so they'll make good mounts.
Mitch Falcon, Battle Bear?
Damn right,
dude. Now, so yeah, it was a Congo accessory.
Wow. All right. Well, my brain is weird.
It worked.
I've been finding some TMNT weapons, especially guns, and then just filing them down, and they work perfectly for Motu.
Oh,
nice.
They fit the aesthetic. And they've got the broad, just single color.
So we haven't had I haven't been on a show with you, Ben, in a little bit here.
I missed you, man.
I know you've seen them. I got to stop over. I'll probably try and stop over your way this weekend, Ben.
I am getting my second shot Friday, so
okay.
That'll be an interesting.
If it works, if it doesn't, hey, it's all good. I just want to drop that stuff off for you.
But I have a bag of body parts too for for you all.
Yeah, action figure body parts.
Actually,
Ben,
are you around tomorrow morning? Because
Yeah.
Okay, I can swing up tomorrow morning because I gotta swing up to drop something off with my brother too. So
yeah, I have meetings. I'm not sure when my meetings are tomorrow.
Okay, we'll talk after. It'll be good.
I don't have them. I don't keep my work computer on once I'm done.
Ooh, Mitch Falcon in the chat. Would some of those Lanyard Core Beast Rider stuff fit the bore?
They might. Also, if anyone knows anyone who's making custom heads in the Galaxy Warriors line, just let me know, man. Because
there's some.
I would really like. Yeah, I think those characters have some cool designs.
Oh,
I would love to get some heads and just put them on Motu bodies. I have so many just bodies right now that I didn't realize how many I had until I started organizing. It was like, oh gosh, so many bodies.
Yeah, so Masterverse, what do you guys think?
Bag of body parts.
I thought Skelegod looked cool. I thought Battle Cat looked amazing. I like the new Evelyn design. It's kind of like a battle-hardened older version of Evelyn. The rest of it, I thought He-Man looked dumb. I thought he was just like, look at me, I'm He-Man. That was disappointing. And I thought the new just base Skeletor was okay.
Here we go.
Skeletor, they didn't really switch him up.
I just pulled it up so it's actually on screen. That Battle Cat looks sick. I love the painted eyes on the armor.
If you take the helmet off, it actually looks like Cringer.
Yeah, no, that's what I said. It's so freaking cool about it. You know, you actually get.
Go back one there. He looks like he's about to sneeze.
Yay. Battle Cats have allergies too.
Hairballs.
Oh, Panther 10 in the chat asks, what scale is that boar? I believe that would be one.
Oh, it would be 5.5. I mean, let me grab my Ninja He-Man I'm working on.
I'm a fan of Evelyn. I like both of the head sculpts.
So here's the scale.
I'm not sure what to do in my brain with the fact that Cringer will be voiced by Stephen Root.
There we go. Very nice.
That is killer.
But yeah, no, the Evelyn I think looks cool. I even like the He-Man.
There's something wrong. Like the torso seems really long.
I think there's a lot of proportioning issues. Also, his face is very baby-faced.
It's almost derpy.
Yeah.
Because
I think he needs a little bit of a longer face and a little bit more of a squared off jaw, I think.
Well, and it's an adjustment for me. I don't know if it's the because a lot of the classics were just unpainted plastic. But I don't know if it's just the tone of the plastic they're using, but they look cheap.
I'll be curious to see him in person because I think a lot of that's the
lighting.
Shop lighting. Yeah. Oh, hey, Odin Rose, welcome to the chat.
So here's my thing with it. Everyone bitched in Origins about He-Man's head and how it wasn't, it wasn't Alcala-like. It wasn't even vintage-like. So they put out like 5 He-Man heads now.
Yeah.
And they do vary. But if Kevin Smith is supposed to be doing a show that's, built on vintage He-Man, I don't look like vintage He-Man.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt you, David.
Oh no, it's all good. I was gonna say we'll recap for Odin in the chat. We'll recap what we're working on here in a sec. Panther 10 brought up the point of Dino Riders weapons maybe working for that. That's not bad.
No, that's a good idea.
If you can, get them at a good price. Yeah, there's.
That's the big thing for me is finding stuff at a very reasonable price.
But depending,
cheap.
Yeah.
If you're not looking for and again, I guess they're not super cheap. But if you're not looking for crazy, sword and sorcery saddles and stuff, I mean, I guess there's the girl the Briar horses and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Even those are kind of pricey.
Yeah, they are.
Skeletor's head is way too small, says Quintillion. That looks like 2016 Black Series face painting. Evelyn and Mossman are the favorite of the lines.
Mossman does look cool.
Yeah.
He does look like Swamp Thing, but he looks cool.
Ooh, Mitch Falcon, I'm with you. I had similar opinions on the Amber Collection promo shots. And seeing those in person, I think it's kind of hit and miss.
Yeah, some of them look better in person. Others, yeah.
What did you guys? I know that they were out as well this weekend. What did you think of the new Netflix cartoon, the other He-Man cartoon, and the release of their toys?
They're not for me.
I agree.
I hope they catch on. I want to see, the median age in the toy aisle is definitely it's the gap between the young and the old is getting wider. It has been over the last decade or so. It's anything is being either marketed to very young kids or to us. Mm-hmm. So I hope I don't know what's going to change that trend, if anything. It may just be that the time of action figures has passed. In that way, but I am hopeful. It's nice to see them targeting toys at that age group, action figures.
Well, and it's one of those things. I mean, I have a little bit of a different. I don't know. I see things a little differently because of Ollie.
Oh yeah.
But like I showed Oliver that because he's only recently gotten into He-Man. Like I showed him a couple of the old, the original series, just for fun, and he was okay with it. Like he dug it. But I have the 2000X He-Man, and I showed him an episode of that, and he was like, "Oh my god!" Funny thing was he loves Orko. He loves Orko in the 2000X series.
All right, cool, man.
Cool. So. No, and that's the thing. Like, it was cool to see him like latch onto these characters. Like I remember, Oh, Panda 10 in the chat. Tiger Stripe Raptor from Amber Collection needs a lot of rework, but Dave has picked. Yeah, I'll try and grab those by the end of the stream. Panther sent me over some awesome images. He did a full custom of both. Hey, Super Spike, welcome. Honestly,
I would agree. And I hope that cartoon catches on because of like Ollie. I think that it looks okay, and this is my thing, and I don't know where I got this word from. Probably something online. They are very toyetic. They look like toys, and if I was a kid, I would want to play with those.
Yeah,
they were bright colors. They looked like they had kind of, I don't know, very Thundercats-esque like. I may be able to swap some of the stuff and they just looked fun, but they were not for me. And I applaud the fact that they're not. Yeah, I applaud the fact that they're not for me.
Yeah,
that's good. Please keep doing that.
Well, and you're right. Who's in there? Mitch. Yeah, you're right with the Fisher Price stuff. Like I've gotten a few here and there, mostly for the accessories.
Yeah,
but like the Imaginext stuff is freaking killer.
Oh yeah,
I've heard
they've done so many amazing things. I'm like, I'm legit surprised they haven't.
I learned that word from Freakazoid.
Yes, I'm legit surprised they haven't done He-Man Imaginext.
They've done something kind of similar.
They have. I mean,
play with them toys, baby.
They could do straight up. Because it's Mattel, so
yeah. No, I'd be real curious.
Trucks.
Oh man, I kind of want to make. I'm making these, generic head sculpts, but I kind of want to leave this dude's eyes completely whited out and give him some sweet aviators to give him like a mystery. I don't know why I like this idea so much, but I do. Damn it.
What might actually be? Huh. All right. Well, I'm going to take that.
What did you think of the next wave of Origins?
I still think. I mean, again, I'm into them. But freaking Green Goddess is a weird pick at this point in the line to me. Not against her. But just
I think it was just they needed a figure for reuse.
Well, yeah, but I mean, they're all reuse.
Well, I know, but I think she's an exceedingly easy one.
Oh, she really is. I mean, I won't argue that. It's just, I mean, there are other characters that it's just weird to see her this early in the line to me.
I think also I feel like there's been a strong creative choice to break that line up. You pointed this out to me the first time, Matt, and I'm glad you did. That a lot of those figures they have different like subheadings on them.
Mm-hmm.
2000X, Lords of Power. I think we're seeing a lot, and we're going to continue to see kind of. I will be really surprised if the Green Goddess doesn't come with like a Lords of Power sticker on her.
Yeah,
and I think that's really cool. It's
well,
kind
it's,
of
it's,
tell the He-Man story you want to tell in the timeline or world where you want to tell it.
Well, and I think that's kind of what they're going for with the whole Origins aspect is, well, this isn't just a He-Man line. This is about the He-Man line as like a whole, if that makes sense.
Well, especially if you're anyone who read like the Eternity War. I think that was the last thing where they went through the multiverse, Masters of the Multiverse, whatever it was. That was a really good. That was awesome. And it was cool to see like all these different He-Men from and you would think like, man, how can you use a chibi He-Man in a story where anti-Eternity He-Man is brutally murdering other He-Men and make it work? But it worked, and it worked really well.
Neb Shapiro in the chat. That is actually something we missed on Monday, Neb. But yes, there is now a Kid Loki that is going to be a Disney Store Marvel Select exclusive. So you get a Kid Loki, and then you get kind of that 2010 era Loki, 2011.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
But
I did always like that design. I'm almost sad that it's a Select because it won't scale with my.
Yeah, the kid would just be a tall kid.
He would, but he's also not articulated. So
yeah, you can put him with Franklin Richards.
Even Franklin Richards has some articulation.
That's true.
Minimum.
Or as Todd says, articulation. Just takes out all them vowels. All right, I'm going to mute myself for a moment because I'm going to be using my heat gun, and it's acting a little funny, so it's going to be loud.
Oh, dear.
So I leave it to you, gents. Just remember, I can still hear you.
Because we were going to just talk crap the whole time.
Right.
I mean, we still could, yes. Yeah. So, yes, to get back to earlier, let's see here. Oh, Odin Rose, yes. I am working on a number of different legends. Right now, I'm poking at Battlestar, Bash, and I've been working on some other legends tonight. I got Wolverine kind of coming together here. Work on Patriot. I straighten out the leg on my prototype John Cena.
Ba-ba-da-bam.
And what are you messing with, Ben? Painting some minis?
Painting some orcs. Just doing the base coat of gray skin, and I'll go in, and they're pretty easy. It's a bunch of, like I said earlier, alchemy and Reaper Bones first go around. Doing some gray skinned orcs. I'm trying to get a bunch of stuff painted so I can get a bunch of my other stuff. Got some buildings and the like. I'm trying to clear room, and I want to find a local D&D club to donate them to.
Oh, nice.
For the children's. And Brooklyn Center used to have one, but I don't know what happened to it. So I emailed the guy, but I've never heard back.
Oh, it's a bummer. Yeah, I know there was one. I mean, I'm sure the pandemic has probably messed a lot of that up too.
Yeah. Damn it, Neb Shapiro.
Yeah, so if anyone knows a local or a one in the metro or one around where you are at and thinks that they would be willing or want, I'm trying to get rid of some of my minis.
Yeah. Beard's in the chat, Ben, and he said we should donate to the guys up in Forest Lake that do the summer groups.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Also, Mitch Falcon brings up another good point. See if your local library does D&D. I know a couple of local shops do too.
Yeah, the only thing about local shops is what I found a lot of times, that having worked in local shops that have game rooms, they don't want your stuff.
Yeah.
They want to drive
sales.
Yeah, which is understandable. I mean, or they, if they do have stuff, they want you to rent it.
Yeah.
And I just want it to go to someplace where it can get torn up.
I know in the before times, the Hennepin County Library System was running smaller D&D groups all throughout the summer in certain locations. So I know a few folks that I can talk to too if they don't end up in the Forest Lake area as recommended.
Can you imagine? I don't know how it was for you guys because I'm an old man, but the library giving you access to play Dungeons and Dragons,
right? God,
because that never would have happened where I grew up.
I mean, I wouldn't have known, but
the folks who pound that book would have been damning us all to hell. We had to hide our Dungeons and Dragons playing from all peering eyes. Like, my parents didn't care, but oh man.
I was gonna say I was very lucky, especially with my family, because nerdery was even encouraged. But I played D&D with a bunch of my friends growing up, and it was one of those things. It was always interesting when we'd play at different places, because at our house it'd be like, oh cool, we're gonna make Rice Krispie, like my mom and I would make like Rice Krispie bars, or we'd make something beforehand for like snacks. You'd go over to another friend's house and be like, quick, in the basement. Like, don't let them see your dice bag.
Yeah, no, you're not lying, man.
I never had that stigma, and I guess it probably helped that I was older and we didn't play D&D when I started. I never really got into D&D. And so, because the whole panic was really tied specifically to D&D, not so much role playing. I mean, I think there was a little bit maybe around like vampire.
Oh man, fuck yeah, vampire. Sorry.
Well, for us, it wasn't even D&D. It was just, if it said TSR, that's what adults immediately were like, oh, that's the devil. So like, we couldn't even play Fasserit Marvel without catching hell. I mean, we played it, but we didn't play it like publicly.
Yeah.
And on top of that, and this is always really sad to say, but I was a sporty McSporterson, and a lot of that was like, you couldn't do that, even though a bunch of my friends, and this is,
I took those streams and just threw them against the wall, like everything hit.
But see, we would play D&D. I would play D&D with some of my best friends I grew up with down the block, who I played basketball with as well, like in high school. And yet it would be like this unspoken thing. Like, you didn't tell anybody that you played D&D. Yeah. It was the same thing with my high school quarterback. We collected comics. We had a group of friends. We'd been collecting comics since we were in grade school. But it was like, he also was very much like, you don't tell anybody that I collect comics.
Yeah.
It's something we don't talk about.
I mean, I did the one, I mean, I never had the sports inclination or interest. So for me, it wasn't like, there wasn't no conflict of interest there. I guess, I mean, I'm glad for that in that way.
Mitch Falcon in the chat, take it from me. Library people are giant nerds. I'm hip. I'm friends with many library. Actually, the funny thing is, I'm wearing my Reading Is shirt today. I'm from a good friend of mine.
I'm just glad that stigma's dead.
Yeah, no,
because
totally.
Now it's
long live the nerds.
Yeah, I think it's become cool for whatever reason, and I don't really care what the reason is. I'm just glad that you can see people who are just like, oh yeah, I'm totally into this. You should, and as long as you're at the right place, and especially with newer people and not older folks who aren't like being dickhead gatekeepers, you can enjoy it, and you can, especially D&D or any RPG, can be whatever you want it to be.
Odin Rose in the chat, but no one stops me from nerding out now. Ha ha ha.
No, they do not.
And Neb, you make me feel old. What was it like going to high school without cell phones or the internet?
You don't want to know.
I actively resisted getting a cell phone because my parents were like, "Oh, now you can get a hold of you whenever we want." I'm like, that sounds terrible.
I'm so old that the only cell phones you were going to see when I was in school, it was Paulie Dangerously was carrying them.
See, for my mom's job, she got one. She was an early adopter. And
what year was that, though? What year was that, Matt?
It was still 90s.
What year did you graduate high school, Matt?
I am the smoke-free class of 2000, which was absolutely not true.
David, what year?
2005, baby.
1994, suckers.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So what was it like to see Noah embark with the Ark? I was there.
If by Noah embark with the Ark, it means you graduated the same year that Hackers came out.
Oh man, Hack the Planet.
And I was thinking more of like when Noah, the Japanese Wrestling Federation.
Oh yes.
Different arc. Quintillion, we only had the Nokia brick in high school, and we liked it. King, I was born in 94, says Neb Shapiro.
Oh, Neb Shapiro, love your life. Live it to the fullest, my friend. Because everybody gets old.
Heel Turn Radio, Hack the Planet. I got my first email account a month or two before I graduated high school, says Tuck. Neb just made my back hurt, says Quintillion.
Yes. There was no email when this guy was in high school. I was typing classes on typewriters.
I was working in the produce department and I had no idea at the time. I mean, he had mentioned that he did it at the time, but I didn't know anything about it. This was well before, and I was probably just an idiot about it and pissed him off. But anyway, working in the produce department at the grocery store with the one and only Playboy Pete Huge.
Nice.
To Pete me, bro.
And we were talking about just Nintendo games. Your original NES 8-bit games, and one of the cashiers was like, "What's that?" I can't remember what game we were talking about. She's like, "What is that?" And we're like, "What, you don't know about this?" And then we're like, "Wait, when were you born?" And she's like, "I can't remember what it was." And we're like, "Oh yeah, you didn't exist when these games were out." All right, we're just both going to go in the back and just run at each other with our arms extended and spend the rest of our shift blissfully unconscious because we're not prepared mentally to deal with this.
Yeah. Your brother will tease me sometimes, David, about that, but the reality is
he was class of 2000.
Well, I mean, even then, I've got 6 years on him.
Yeah.
Am I the same age as your brother? Huh.
You are.
Weird.
The more you know. Oh, god dang it.
I neither look or act my age, so
Well, why would you? I saw a picture today of Bob Hoskins as Smee, and it reminded me of your brother.
I will always laugh because
your brother looks like Smee.
I mean,
what about me?
Tell me he doesn't.
I remember it was one of the first times that I came over to your house, Ben, with Harmon, and Harmon was like, "Oh, you remember this, Dave Wonder?" And I go, "No." He goes, "Wait, how old are you?" And I think I was like 23 at the time. And I mentioned that, he's like, "Oh my god, you're a fucking baby." I was like, "What?"
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I made the joke when we had Cal Creed and Rain Gore on.
Oh man, yeah, that's
on the podcast. On the podcast,
of local talent, just saying, the electrifying one. Congrats on 200 followers. We must have hit 200. Hell yeah!
Oh.
We had them on, and they were in the basement. And your brother, David, said, "You do realize that, like, in some ways, we could be on an FBI watch list for this."
Oh shit!
That's how young these two are and how old you are. So midway through, I said something about, "Do you want to go look behind the curtain over there in my basement?" And they were like, "Why?" And they go, "Because that's the murder area. Does this smell like chloroform to you?"
Yeah. Good times. Good.
I think I legitimately scared Brandon Gore.
Probably.
Yeah, that's
I didn't know him very well, so
for Danny and I working on the gear stuff, it's like, oh yeah, you're all just babies.
Pretty much.
Then you meet people who are older and have those years, and then you end up having kind of interesting relationships and conversations with them. You know, lore.
I'm okay with it too. I don't want. I've seen enough people who kind of wall themselves off. Like I don't get people who like date people way younger than them.
Yeah, I don't understand that
for many reasons, but one of them is just there's just a gap in experience and whatever there. But I also don't think I think it's foolish to wall yourself off from younger people.
Well, I mean, I think they
like, I don't understand what the hell you're talking about, but I'm sure as shit not going to learn by not talking to you.
Yeah. But don't you feel like younger people too? They, God, we sound like a bunch of old men. But don't you feel like sometimes they bring so much energy to things, and the fact that they don't know certain things is like you get to see them experience something. Like you get to re-experience it through their eyes. Like Boone.
People talk about that with kids too.
Boone
hold up. Mitch Falcon brings up a good question for you, King, and I know the answer. But for the folks in the chat, was it a beaded curtain?
And
it's just
for Minnesotans.
It's
yes,
just a sheet.
Ben lives in a shinders.
Yeah. You must be this tall to get past this curtain. No, it's a sheet. We're supposedly finishing our basement this year. I hear about this plan, but
you've been finishing that basement since we've known each other, Ben.
We've never really had the money
that you never finish it, because like it'll be one of those things where once it's done, all of a sudden that's
the series finale.
Yeah,
but we've never really had the money just to do it. So we do have the money to do it, and then there was a pandemic. So
yeah, Panther in the chat. If King Ginger graduated in '94, it means he was born the same year that Three's Company originally aired.
It's true.
The kisses are hers and his.
So I just slammed that Iceman Masher's head in a Cerebro helmet.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
I think I'm gonna put it on like a little acrylic stand and put it in my X-Men.
No, I was pissed when they released the Chuck with the hover chair.
Yeah.
Because I was like, this would be a perfect opportunity. Just include as a pack-in like a 12-inch, like a 1/6 scale Xavier head in clear plastic on a floating stand.
It would have been so good. I want to get one of those House of X Xavier's just for the closed eye like energy effect head.
Well, I'll end up with extras of that. Don't worry.
Well, I will gladly grab one.
Once that wave hits clearance, I'll be stocking up.
Mitch Falcon. So is the knock on the door King being brought home? Oh, dude, that looks awesome.
It's coming along. Yeah, for minimal paint. I got to find him a head.
I just tossed this body or this head on his body with the accessory kit, and I kind of am in love with it. Like, but I don't know if you can see it. So
what head is it? Is it a Wolverine head?
No, it's
whoop! Oh,
it's a custom one I just threw on the floor. Whale shit. I'll show you one after I repaint it.
It was looking good. Whatever it was.
Yep. Hold on. I left the eyes like all whited out, so he's got some bitchin' sideburns.
He's kind of got a Bubba Hotep thing going.
A little bit, but like with this suit, Like it's a Ghostbuster body. I just like him as like generic kind of douchebag henchman guy. I like it.
No, it works well.
I shall name him Muscles Glasses.
Johnny Knoxville is
Peter
Venkman in
Ghostbusters 2000.
The Bill Murray story.
Yeah.
And Phantom Smackers. I started reading the Batman manga, the 66.
Oh, yeah, buddy.
It's really, really, really good.
It is.
It's super freaking sweet and weird and awesome. There is a line in it about like Batman probably being unable to beat a wrestler in his home on his home turf or something, and I was like, yeah, that's right. But I do want that story of, because again, he went all over the world, trained with all the best in everywhere. So at some point, Batman went and trained as a pro wrestler.
It's got to be a lucha.
Yeah,
I mean both. He would have done both. He would have gotten all the styles. He would have been in Japan. He would have been in Mexico. He would have been under your generic ham and egger 80s US style guy.
Hey,
I want that story.
Matt, speaking of luchador, speaking of lucha mask, we're halfway there, folks. We're living on a prayer, and here's a nice word from one of our sponsors. Enjoy.
Do you feel like a champion? Do you worry that you don't look like a champion? Try Enhancement Talent Clothing and Gear. At our state-of-the-art facility, you'll find wall art. Not one, not two, but a spectacular 3 cats. This thing. Top-of-the-line sewing equipment that Enhancement Talent has used to make Enhancement Talent Clothing and Gear. Let us take you to the top of the card.
Beautiful.
Quintillion, right there, says it all.
Oh,
that promo on Twitch.
And Mitch Falcon, you may be right. That might be an option. I do need to find my M'Baku and see if that would work. I went over to my shelf while the commercial was playing.
Batman was trained by Carl Gotch.
I do have like an M'Baku lower body for you actually in that sack of bodies.
Ooh, party. Oh man, I completely misplaced my pre-cut stripes that I was going to use for my Adidas Stormtrooper, and now I'm all kerfuffled because I don't know where my project went that I was going to work on next.
I don't know whether the cat wants to leave or not or what.
Cat always wants to leave.
He's going to try and jump on me again, and then that will hurt.
Pale Aragorn, sack of bodies. Oh, so one thing that came up in the chat a little earlier, just for reference, in case King or Matt is reading them and gets a little confused. Over on the Dave Wonder channel, we've come to the conclusion that the lovely viewers and folks that are tuning in to my odd brand of programming have been dubbed the Consortium of Jackasses. So if you see reference, that was chosen by the people. So just letting you know.
Duly noted.
Sounds fair.
Now I kind of want this to be the Tiny Meng Tuesdays moniker for our fans. The Consortium of Jackasses, or a gosh, says Quintillion.
Gosh.
I regret so much. I was gonna say that was on you guys. I did not pick that. However, it sounds classy, kind of. Maybe. Okay, maybe not, but it works.
If you just say it's classy enough times, then it becomes classy.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Haven't you been paying attention for the last 4 years?
Well, longer than that. I mean,
you say it enough, and
everybody hated. Everybody, that was what back in the day. Lobsters were just considered like garbage food for poor people, and
now they're lobsters.
Yeah,
they went from lobsters to lobster. Yes. Oh, chat jumped again. Just got done customizing my own Power Rangers. Very cool.
Oh, neato.
Quintillion. I accept all of it. Odin Rose, send some pics to me on the Instagram.
Yeah.
Or to any of us on Instagram, which, by the way, I will be putting up in just a moment because I forgot to open my notes.
I'm going to step away momentarily. I shall be right back. The cat is meowing, and I need to go to the bathroom. So,
enjoy.
Oh.
Where is my notes?
Oh, he's out in chat.
What? Oh man, thank you, Mitch Falcon, in the chat. Panther Den of the Foosh. I request cocktail napkins with the consortium of Jackasses logos. I'm still working on that one. Oh, a Jon Stewart Green Lantern head might work too. Oh, that's a good idea too. Damn. Ben, what is your Instagram? It's RSI Meyer?
RSI B Meyer.
Right on. For some odd reason.
Yeah, don't go there unless you just want to see what I'm doing on here, and if you just want to see like food. I tend to post pictures of things I've cooked.
Moss meats.
Yeah, lots of meat.
So, whoa. All right, sorry. Just making sure that I had all the tags proper.
Did you get your grill from your brother?
Yes, I did. And gadzoots, my friend, I did the first grilling of the season on Sunday.
What'd you grill?
Some sausages, some rosemary apple pork sausages, and sweet Italian sausages, along with my custom burger blend. I'm going to do some vegetables when it is nice out again. I think I might do that this weekend, actually.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be pretty decent this weekend.
Yeah, so it was very exciting. I hadn't seen that grill in a very long time, and our old grill at my previous abode did not have the BTUs that this baby does. It was like, all right.
No, I get it. I just got a new grill this year, too.
Well, it used to be the thing of like at our old place, it was like, all right, turn it on, when you get home in like 15, 20 minutes, it'll be up to temp. And yeah, it was like, oh, okay, this took like 3 minutes and it was ready to go.
Yeah, I struggled. This last time was my first time using the new grill. And my last grill was a grill smoker combo, and getting super high heat was kind of difficult. And this one I got to 500 on accident. I was like,
yep.
Oh, good Lord.
I did that once or twice, and I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah, it was like, I got to move everything to the cool side of the grill.
Oh, Matt, now that you have returned, Mitch Falcon brought up a Jon Stewart Green Lantern head might work, too.
Ooh, that's a good one. I should see if I have any of those in my, like the classics ones might be good. I should see if I have any.
Unfortunately, every time you were saying that, David, all I could picture was Jon Stewart from The Daily Show.
Hey, different strokes for different folks.
I was like, he was a Green Lantern?
He could have been. All that willpower. Imagine having not to make some jokes. Also, I thoroughly am enjoying, I keep finding like random parts in my my bin, and one of them is I believe this is a 12-inch Marvel Legends Captain America hair piece.
Nice.
Ha! Looks like it.
Pale Aragorn, man talk. No, cooking talk, not man talk. A great commission for a con would be Wonder Boy grilling while getting bugged by Spider-Man. That'd be kind of fun. Which, I'm just saying, October's coming up. I know there's going to be a lot of shows. And if you want to see me at some of the bigger ones, just request Dave Wheeler or request the Heel Turn Radio Crew. Maybe we could actually make that a thing. That'd be flipping rad.
Yeah.
I don't know what we would all do, but sure. I mean,
we'd sell T-shirts.
I mean,
we do have T-shirts.
I know.
All these podcasts do their live shows. It's basically just the same stuff they always do, but with people yelling. So
you know what, Dave? Do you really think that would be a good idea?
It could go one of two ways, and one of those ways is us going to a different city and getting food together, and I'm okay with it.
Oh man, I don't know, man. To me, all that sounds like is the old heel turn like roundtables that were a shit show.
They weren't shit shows. They were shit shows.
But see, now you have the benefit of experience. He said, not knowing what they were like.
Hey man,
they were fun, but they were like six people screaming at each other.
Oh yeah,
about the $1 million man.
And then so many inside jokes.
Yes, that's another problem. Too many inside jokes.
Hey man, oh man, poor Gene. His gimmick is no longer valid.
Yeah, no kidding. Ooh.
That would be a good head, Panther 10, but I don't know where the hell I'd get one of those.
Ooh, you know the funny thing is, I used one of those for a Blue Marvel custom.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I need to do a version of him. I read, everybody was like, "Oh, Blue Marvel." I'm like, "All right, I'll check this out." So I read the miniseries on Unlimited or whatever, and I wasn't super impressed with that. But what they've done with him since, Al Ewing used him to great effect in the Ultimates.
yeah,
and he was pretty solid in the Christopher Cantwell Doctor Doom series as well.
yeah. No, he was just he's a solid character all around. I cannot say that enough times. And it was really fun to make the fig. And it was one of those frustrating things where I'm like, man, I really want to make another one of these figures, but I don't know where I'll find that head.
Which look did you do for him? Like his
I did his pseudo classic, the cape version. I wanted to for myself. I want to do like the almost like track jacket.
Yeah,
look that he had in Ultimates.
The puffer vest.
Yeah.
Did you do the helmet?
I did not. I am shocked how much different Blue Marvel. I think you're thinking of Blue Falcon.
Blue Marvel did have a helmet.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't remember the helmet.
Because that was the conceit of the original miniseries.
Was that he wore a helmet so no one would know?
Because JFK was like, "Hey, the country can't handle a black Superman," and he was like, "All right, JFK."
Oh, there we go.
It kind of looked like the Thing's helmet he wore when his face got messed up.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. That'd actually be pretty neat to make. But I like his more simplistic caped look, like the really sharp lines.
Yeah.
Matt, did you end up painting the Hollow Iron Man or the AI Iron Man?
Actually, it doesn't bother me much.
Yeah, I know Dave didn't. I did not. It's a great looking figure. It's just a cool Silver Age look and that blue just pops. Like I don't know what it is that.
Yeah, I guess I haven't felt the need. Maybe if that wave goes to clearance, I'll probably grab another one, and maybe do that. And I can't remember who it was because I think Dave showed me this. Oh, maybe it was my friend Bill. Anyway, somebody made a stand for just the Holo head, so it could float around. And I was like, oh, that's kind of neat.
Yeah. What is going on? Sorry, I have what is going on? Sorry, my StreamYard popped the chat up in a separate window.
Oh, weird.
For some reason.
I'm realizing I need to dig out the issue of Power Pack that Wolverine appears in because I'm not quite sure how his underarm thing is supposed to work.
I'm guessing it's just
It's a little funky because the stuff I'm seeing just from searching online, like he's got, I don't know if it follows the same, kind of like brown costume thing where it kind of comes in like a V, but he's definitely got the tiger stripes and he's got purple under the arms. So anyway, I'll just have to dig that out. Great little mini series that just wrapped. Power Pack. What the heck was it called? Outlawed.
Oh yeah,
tying into that arc, but it was it's the Ryan North who does dinosaur comics and wrote Unbeatable Squirrel Girl for that whole run and does a bunch of other stuff. So it's fun. It's I haven't Power Pack is not a series from the 80s. I never really dove into it. I hear it's good.
It's real good.
But as a preteen
lighter
reader, it was like, oh, this is kiddie stuff. But in the new series, in order to trick a villain, they ask Wolverine for help, and he pretends to be his own evil twin, Wolverine.
So when we were going through comics last weekend, this came up, like especially going through like some of my collection where I was like, I am less proud of myself for having some of these books.
When I was going through and sorting my stuff, I'm like, man, why did I buy all this Mark Millar stuff? Because fuck that guy.
Yeah, I hate that guy, and I still have some of his stuff too.
But anyway, go ahead.
But I was like, I realized how much I really enjoy some of that really just simplistic Silver Age style stuff. Like how much it really just pops with my imagination. It's not so complex as far as like it's not trying to use a real world situation to, get me to overthink something. It's just kind of awesome. It doesn't, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. But there were things in there where I was like legitimately, and there's other things in there that were just as kind of meaningful. But I had stuff like in the 100 or in the mid 100s for Iron Man, and some real old Cap stuff, and some real old Hulk stuff, some super old Defenders, stuff that's like well before I was born. Which, as we've established this episode, I'm real old. And I was like, I really enjoyed that stuff. Teen Titans, same thing. I don't know. I don't even remember buying a lot of those Teen Titans issues. There was like an entire part of like Spectacular Spider-Man that like where it was a Spectacular Web, I can't remember, where he fought these two British bad guys named Night and Fog.
That's Web.
Yeah, and I was like,
that's Sal Buscema.
Yeah, I didn't even have to. I just instantly, like, just seeing the cover, I was like, oh, that's Night and Fog, and the one guy's like a big robot guy, the other guy turns to fog, and they're British. And I was like, I remember that, but I don't remember like birthdays of certain people that I'm friends with.
I'm surprised Night and Fog haven't come back.
But I mean, I was just kind of like, you know what I mean? Where you're just like, this had such an impression on me for no reason other than it's just fun.
I am muted. What the hell? Sorry, my mic for some odd reason muted on me. I was saying Mitch Falcon in the chat popped up a link to the Wolverine. I don't know why that muted. That was so weird. Also, folks are asking what paints do we use?
Whatever works. I've been using this evening some Citadel. I've got Delta Ceram Coat. I've got some
Rose Art.
Plaid. Yeah, I got, for certain colors I invest in the higher end paint just because I want it to coat. So like purple's one that I tend to spend a little bit more on. Yellow, white, those colors that are hard to paint. But for a lot of stuff, especially if you're willing to take it slow or prep, you can use whatever. It's really just how much you want to screw with it, how many coats you want to do.
I also recommend priming. Is a big thing.
Priming does help. I didn't do that at all on these, which
I really enjoy the Tamiya color. It's for plastics TS80. It's the flat clear spray. I use it as a primer and a sealer. Does wonders. One can goes a really long way. Also, I was told to reiterate to you, King, a joke from Beard in the chat. Back when comics were war propaganda, and we loved it.
Indeed.
Yeah, comics
back
were always,
when every other issue had somebody punching a Nazi.
Comics were always tied to the real world. It's just when you were young, you didn't realize it.
Or it was tied to it, so less so.
Yeah, a little bit. I'm interested to see here. Kurt Busiek is doing a series called I think just Marvel. It's either Marvel or Marvels.
Oh, Marvels.
Is it Marvels again?
Yeah.
Okay. At Marvel, and they're finally they did it with the Mark Waid History of the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
But they're going to tell more of the story of it, and they're basically decoupling Marvel from the Vietnam War by creating a fictional conflict, which is overdue, and I think will be a nice, easy way to solve a lot of that weird stuff that's gotten funky.
Indeed.
over the years. And Neb Shapiro, the skinny on Mark Millar. I'm not aware of him having done anything crappy, unlike plenty of other comic creators that I could list, but won't. I just don't like him. And the more I've read his stuff, the more I kind of am on a lot of the tropes he tends to use. He goes to the rape well a lot. I don't like. So does Alan Moore, but Mark Millar is no Alan Moore. And yeah, I don't know. He just seems to, there's a little bit of that just hatefulness, I guess, that comes through. Meanness.
We've talked about this before, but I think he's in that copy of a copy of a copy of British creators who like to tell you how much they don't like comics and then write comics about how much they hate comics by quote unquote deconstructing it by just basically showing you how much disdain they have for the characters and the audience.
Mm-hmm. Shit.
And yes, Mark Millar did write Civil War, and it wasn't bad. But again, it's a little bit of the
Did someone say Ennis? It says Mitch Falcon.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes.
Now I will give Ennis credit for he hates superheroes, and he has written some real just nasty stuff. But I've read plenty of his other. He's he seems to have enough. He's done enough different things where, like I reread Preacher not too long ago and I legit, cried at parts. And like his war comics, there's a lot of Preacher where it's just like, I'm just going to be really gross and extreme. And that's less interesting to me. I mean, it was the trend at the time, but he's done like some, and this is war comics, like just genuine heart and emotion and stuff. Hitman holds up real well.
I would agree.
But, that's a fair critique to level at Ennis, too. Yes, he wrote a lot of comics about how he hated comics. And that's The Boys is not one of my favorite works of his by any stretch. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm glad it seems to be connecting with people. I just like to have the work come out, and it's the right time for a Boys TV series because you couldn't have done that and have it hit the same way if you hadn't had a decade of the MC ahead of it,
Yeah. My thing that I don't know. I just completely lost my train of thought. So I'm just gonna shut up and keep painting. Oh good. What did I hit? Mitch Falcon loves Superman. I can't read modern comics anymore. I stopped after 2010 around Marvel. Now the new 52. The only modern comics I read now is TMNT from IDW, but I haven't read much from past volume 16. It gets to be a lot.
It is a lot. I spend too much money on comics, but there's still a lot to love.
Oh yes, for sure.
But yes, for anybody who's maybe a lapsed comic reader, or just doesn't have the financial dedication, which I certainly won't begrudge anybody. Libraries real good at getting comics now.
Oh yes.
And I will also say, even digitally too. I've got friends who've been able to read quite a bit, because I'm the comic guy in my circle of friends. So I'm always recommending stuff, or people are always asking me, hey, what should I read? And you can get a lot through like digital library lending and just your library in general. So check it out. Support your library, read that stuff, and that's a great way to just try out stuff that you maybe have missed. Because there's a lot of good stuff out there, whether it's superheroes or not. That's been the other nice thing I would say about the last probably 15, 20 years in comics is that it really has become, whether they don't get the attention that they probably should, but there really is a lot more out there that isn't superheroes.
Oh yeah, and
I feel like thanks to the 90s and early 2000s manga and anime explosion, that really helped build an audience for comics that aren't superheroes.
For sure. And I mean, you bring up an excellent point. I mean, the cool thing is there's also book groups, there's online communities. I know of several Facebook groups that are basically lending libraries. Folks going, hey, I have X, Y, and Z. If you want to trade, if you want to borrow, stuff like that, which is actually pretty awesome. And book. I know locally there's a lot of book groups, both online and in person, which is fantastic. But yeah, definitely check it out. What got me is the constant reboots. That's fair. Honestly,
absolutely. I've gotten used to it. I accept it. It's the same thing with the events. It's like, oh, there's always these events and none of them matter. It's like, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Find your runs though. That's been my joy, is finding runs of things or finding stories. When we were doing those, going through comics, I realized I was like, oh man, I'm getting rid of All-Star Superman.
Yeah.
Which is like a run where I did weep. It's so good. It's so beautiful and encapsulates the character so well. And I immediately went out today and got the trade, because I was like, I'm not gonna have, with all my trades, I'm not gonna not have this. So I mean, I think that you'll find your runs, your stories. Your brother and I went on and on and on. Sunday, was it Sunday or Saturday? We did driveway sitting. I don't remember, but about John Byrne.
Yeah.
For me, if it's 70s or 80s John Byrne, I want it, because I feel like he was at the height of his powers at that point, and he was doing amazing work.
Oh, absolutely. No, I mean, it's a he's not what he was, but his art at that point, oh man, so much amazing stuff.
And I know I hooked up my brother with a complete Fantastic Four run of Byrne.
Which I was shocked. I looked at my stuff and I have that same run.
It's such a good and odd run.
It's a great run. You're exactly right. It's odd, but it's beautifully, like, very much Kirby inspired Fantastic Four.
Oh, definitely. I think that's why, I really like the Mark Waid run too.
Also, yeah, definitely in that same vein.
Because Mark Waid's run with Waringo is one of my favorite artists. And it's that thing of that run reignited my love of the Fantastic Four after probably not having read a good chunk of it since, I guess it would have been like the end of Byrne's run, if I'm remembering properly, because my brother was a subscriber in the early 90s. And
the Falco era, probably.
Maybe. I remember he was a subscriber to that and the Wade and Garney Captain America run.
Okay, so that would have been later than
so much Cap. God, I have so much Captain America. I have a half a long box of Captain America.
Paul Ryan, maybe.
Ooh.
That was all that, the frickin' Hyper Storm and whatnot.
Quintillion brings up IDW has done great with TMNT and Power Ranger comics and the crossovers, which they're making figures of, which is pretty dope.
That's insane.
Paper Girls, Headlopper, those are great books as well.
Oh, Headlopper's freaking amazing.
So is Paper Girls. Paper Girls is great.
Kaiju Max.
Kaiju Max is amazing.
Good stuff.
Made by local creators, Andrew Cannon.
Woo! It's dark, but it's good. Or it can be dark.
Beard in chat. I was subscribed in junior high to both of those for that time. I think 6th or 7th grade through most of high school. There we go.
And yes, I will also, earlier in the chat, somebody said the stuff that they've been liking lately is more, YA type focus.
And juvenile.
Which I would classify Unbeatable Squirrel Girl as in points. Maybe
definitely
targeted to that, but one of the best books of the last, I don't even know, 20 years. But Gotham Academy.
Gotham Academy was dope.
YA, but that is quite good.
Oh, Little Gotham even.
Okay, I'd check that out. But
I love Little Gotham. Is Justin Nguyen?
Yeah.
On artwork, and it is so fun.
Unstoppable Wasp was really good.
Yeah.
I like that a bunch.
I'm liking Champions a ton.
Champions is great.
I'm picking it up in trades, and it's fun. I cannot recommend. Oh, go ahead.
There's some lower points there, but overall it's solid.
I cannot recommend enough the Terrifics.
Yeah.
The Terrifics is chef's kiss. It's so good. I'm looking at trying to get the trades for Aquaman and the others.
Ooh, those are kind of tricky.
Yeah, I found them reasonable, but I'm just intrigued by the idea.
Yeah.
I like Marvel. Okay, I should say I love Marvel, but I like DC's weird corners of their universe.
Well, so if you're gonna do that, I will tell you pretty much. I mean, I haven't read all of the Young Animal books.
Yeah,
but
Young Animal.
Allred's Bug series.
Yeah.
Real good. And then the Gerard Way Doom Patrol stuff.
Yeah. And I do love me some Doom.
Real good. I'm trying to think what else was part of that line.
Oh, Animal Man, Doom Patrol.
No.
Animal Man had maybe it was a mini series. Hold on. We have the tools.
We do. I know there was Mother something.
So you got.
Yeah. And that was John Paul Leon, rest in peace.
Mother Panic, Bug, Cave Carson, Doom
Cave
Patrol.
Carson was good too.
Yep, Doom Patrol, Eternity Girl, Far Sector, Mother Panic, Shade the Changing Girl, and Shade the Changing Women. Oh, never mind. I guess Animal Man was straight up DC.
Okay, I like the Cave Carson books. I don't know if I read all the second one, but the first one I enjoyed a lot. And only in part because Wild Dog was a supporting character.
I'd be interested in reading that because I picked up the Challengers of the Unknown Essentials.
Okay,
and they are so much of Kirby just being like, I'll just do my own Fantastic Four. Fuck you, Stan. And you know what? My Fantastic Four won't even have powers.
But I mean, some of that, it's just the Challengers. They did. I read the Loeb and Sale Challengers, which is weird. And Jeff Loeb's another one of those guys where it's like, I don't actually like you anymore. I really did for a while, but not anymore. Oh
man, this dude with the mullet that I am painting is quickly becoming a favorite. It's ridiculous. I decided I was going to give him a blonde mullet, and now I'm painting his beard, and it's just like, oh, I want to make a comic about you.
Do it. And yes, Mitch Falcon, you are right. The world does need more maps from the Gotham Academy.
There we go. Hold on. Let's see if I can get this to fucking work.
I don't know what head that is originally.
It is a casting cave head.
Yeah, I can't tell if it's supposed to be. I mean, okay, it's a solid snake.
I think it's snake, but with the blonde.
Yeah, the blonde is a whole different vibe. And now he's also reminding me a little bit of Outback from G.I. Joe.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of digging on. I was like, oh, this is kind of neat.
You should put like some neon stripes or something on that headband.
Oh yeah, there'll be some ridiculousness coming. I just need to let it dry. Also, Milk Wars.
Yeah, Milk Wars didn't really land with me, but they can't all be winners.
True. What is happening? My chat keeps popping into a separate window, and I did not know that was even a thing. This is very, very frustrating. What is that? Oh, Luke Cage. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably just steal your recipe outright.
It works.
It does work.
Pant in the chat, I still love Ed Brubaker and Scott McDaniel's Batman run. Best run on the character ever outside of Grant and Brayfogels.
I do need to.
I'm a big Morrison guy on that.
Mm-hmm.
I do like Morrison's Batman run a lot. But I haven't read all of the Alan Grant and Breyfogle.
A lot of that is in my boxes. I was like, oh man, I didn't realize I collected Batman this long.
Those are always the fun runs though, where you just go, wait a second, like.
Yeah, wait, I had this?
Oh. I thought this was for like, a 2-month period, and then it's like 7 years later.
Yeah. the big one I knew was going to be huge, but I didn't realize how long it was going to be, was Hulk.
Hulk?
I had much.
I mean, the David was on that forever.
I have pre-Crossroads Hulk stuff all the way to Peter David leaving.
I am jealous of that run because I don't have all of that either. Speaking of Ed Brubaker,
I think my first issue is the first appearance of the UFOs.
Jeez! Wow. Okay, that's a run. Holy crap! But
yeah, it is almost a full long box.
He's started doing with his criminal compatriot, whose name I'm blanking on, and I feel like it is. Dave should know this too.
What?
Who's on? Oh, Sean Phillips.
On what?
Well, criminal with Ed Brubaker and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
They're doing their new thing now, where he's basically doing, it kind of in the vein of like your Mac Bolden and whatnot, your pulp, sort of novels. He's doing a series of graphic novels now called, I believe, Reckless.
Yeah.
And they're real good. It's a private eye, and the first book takes place in the 70s. Second book takes place in the 80s. And yes, I forgot that Morrison was going with it, and I apologize for that. And yeah, he can do a lot of off panel, but I don't know. He's actually one of my favorite writers.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
In the chat
they're actually one of my favorite writers.
Morrison goes by they them now.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that was pretty recent.
Yeah. I love Morrison stuff.
I do too. He is my favorite modern comic creator. Or should say, they are my favorite. Sorry about that.
I don't consider Morrison modern, I guess, anymore. But he's technically modern age. They're technically modern age. Jeez. I would say, like, of the current, the current crop, Brubaker's definitely up there. I like Greg Rucka a lot. Jason Aaron is amazing. If you're looking for some good crime comics, read Scalped.
If you want to go do some crimes, let's go do crimes together.
I mean, Scalped, real good stuff. I'm really, I know people were, again, they read the preview and they saw the title that it was Heroes Reborn, and oh my God, the sky is falling. But
that stuff is great.
The first couple issues here of the Heroes Reborn event or whatever have been great. I've been enjoying them, but I'm a Squadron Supreme sucker. So.
Oh, dude, it's been fun. I was a little angry. I'm not gonna lie. I read the Amazing Shutterbug.
Yeah, that wasn't.
And I was like, man, why they got to do Peter like that?
Yeah, that one. Yeah, and the Hyperion and the Imperial Guard one didn't knock my socks up either.
I think you definitely have to love the Legion to love that.
Well, I mean, and I have grown. The Legion has grown on me over the last, however many years. I actually have enjoyed Bendis's Legion run quite a bit, but it just didn't. There wasn't enough there. They couldn't go deep enough to make it interesting to me. I guess maybe I don't know. It was fine, but it's skippable. And yes, the last 3 graphic novels Ed Brubaker has done for Image have been really, really good. 3 or 4? Ooh.
It begins.
Very nice.
Anybody else reading Die?
Die?
I've heard of it.
It's also very, very good.
Oh no, where did the oh Neptune. Where did the echo come from? Damn it. Yeah, it's all back in one window.
And yeah, Mitch Falcon, I would have never started the Legion if it hadn't been for the Wade and Kitson relaunch. That was where I was like, oh, all right, I'll try this.
Didn't Winirgo? I believe Winirgo did a run on there too. Way back in the day, because I have those issues.
I mean, probably there was a lot of awesome teams worked on that. I really want to track down a trade of the Great Darkness Saga, which I think is Giffen and I can't remember who else, but I want to read.
I have the trade if you want to borrow it.
Oh yeah.
So Ned, these are 112 scale. I mean, they could be for 112 or 118, but I don't know why all of a sudden it sounds like I'm a damn announcer.
And Beard is correct that Kieran Gillen is excellent.
Yes.
Phonogram, very good. Wicked and Divine, excellent. His Young Avengers, very, very good.
I think
Eternals has been
Beard
interesting.
also reminds you who does die, but Gillian made you die as well.
Oh, he might. That's probably why it was on my radar.
Aha.
I will say, if you're looking for some out there sci-fi, there's only the first arc out, but Al Ewing, we only find them when they're dead.
Mm.
Beautiful. And I'll be very curious to see where he goes with. It's basically, somewhere in space in the future, and there are gods, but they only ever find the gods when they're dead. And basically it's a bunch of Celestials or Galactuses or whatever, and they go in with their ships and mine parts of these gods to use for,
that is cool idea.
or whatever else.
Yeah,
And they're very you're not supposed to figure out, nobody's allowed to go and figure out where these gods are coming from or why they're always dead when they find them. And the characters of this story are like, no, we got to figure this out.
Black Science is fun too, says Mitch Falcon. I agree. Panther, I know you meant Ringo, so I'm right there with you.
Ringo's great. I want to do a looter figure from the Dizago and Ringo Sensational run with all of the other supervillain gear on.
Right? Oh, it'd be so
I want
good.
to do that figure. I will someday.
Pale Aragorn, you did miss the ad break, but you know what? Because you folks have been so awesome, we're gonna throw this masterpiece of modern cinema back up.
Oh.
Can we all say it together?
One may call it a masterpiece.
Oh, he's the matterpiece.
Please
Matt
don't.
Lind. Here you go, folks.
Do you feel like a champion? Do you worry that you don't look like a champion? Try Enhancement Talent Clothing and Gear. At our state-of-the-art facility, you'll find wall art. Not one, not two, but a spectacular 3 cats. This thing. Top-of-the-line sewing equipment that Enhancement Talent has used to make Enhancement Talent Clothing and Gear. Let us take you to the top of the card.
Oh, right there for you, Matt. Look, Pale Aragorn.
You guys are going to goad me into making another one of those at some point.
Oh, please do.
Sequel.
I mean, I do. Let's see here. Oh boy, standing.
Uh-oh.
Standing and moving.
Oh, are you bringing out the fig?
Yes.
Yes.
I'd be lying if I said that I didn't want one of those. I legit want to put one of those in my display. It's really frustrating because it's like, oh, I don't want to bug Matt, but I don't want to hand paint stars because I know he used vinyl.
Well, I can make you more. I saved that file. That's easy.
Ooh.
I can just cut those. Where is...
This is where I get nervous because I'm just waiting to hear crash. I'm like, no.
No, I mean every now and then that'll happen where I'll I can just grab this one right out of the back, no problem. And then it's like, no, I couldn't. Everything fell. Oh God.
Oh, that was when I moved my Major Maxim Danger Girl figure the other day. I was like, oh, I could take that out for some reference and like knock down, I think 12 figures. I was like, well, or not.
Yeah, I have no idea where the underwear body is, but
so good. It's so good, man. It's like ridiculous. I don't know. I pop for
it. I mean, the figure came out great. I wish I could. I think the head is a Finn Balor head.
Nice.
I
I'm convinced Matt lives in a warehouse. No, you got to understand. Someday I'll bring a professional camera over to Matt's collection because there are a few times I've ever thanked someone for letting me look at their collection. And Matt's is one of those where I legit just was like, I don't want to ever go. I want to stay here and be nervous about knocking everything over.
Can we stay, Daddy? Can we?
It's rough down here because like right behind me here is like, this is the hallway in, or the pathway in from the stairs. And so when I'm working on stuff, or when Danny, needs me to work on something, she'll come and she'll stand here, and then she wants to lean. And it's like, no, you cannot lean on things.
Yeah.
Because this is a He-Man display. And every time she's like, I'll just, and then it's like, no.
Ooh, the McFarlane design Batman is on sale. Is it worth it?
I didn't buy one. It's not a bad look.
It's the best sculpted butt on an action figure you could buy. I'll say that. Batman's got cakes, yo.
Have you seen the figure arts Harley Quinn?
Yes, and this one beats it. It's amazing.
Wow, all right.
My movie TMNT figures keep falling off my dioramas just because I get up to go to the bathroom. You got to get those stands then.
The NECA stands are slick. They're big, but they're slick.
Electrifying one. I want to peep his game catalog. Well, you heard it. Go get some more gear from him. Maybe he'll take pity on you.
I do have a lot of games that I don't play.
We should change that. Tiny Men Gaming, maybe once a month.
I mean, we have to get a capture card or something, I suppose, or you just have to film the TV.
That would be actually pretty funny.
I've got. I went to the when I back in the day, I worked at Savers for a number of years, and it was at the point before old video games were starting to get collectible.
Yeah,
but after people were like, I don't care about these anymore. So it was great. They'd come in, you just write your initials on the price tag, and after it had been on the floor for 24 hours, I'd get it for half off. So I got me a real slick Super Nintendo, Genesis, whatever collection, pretty much based on that.
Have they?
Stuff. I am pissed that my copy of Super Mario All-Stars went missing at one point.
Someone brought up Shredder's Revenge, and does anybody know the release date of that for PS4? Because I am chomping at the bit.
I am excited to play that. Danny and I went down a Mike Patton rabbit hole.
Oh, nice.
Not too long ago, and I played her the theme that he recorded for that.
Nice. I am so stoked for that. I actually I have it on the docket. Maybe next week I'm going to download Retrofest because apparently that's available.
I've been curious to try that.
Yeah, so maybe we'll try that. Panther in the chat. Yes, and start your own game server so we can join you. Ha!
I'm just seeing 2021.
Yeah, for Shredder's Revenge.
Yeah,
that's all I've been able to find. I'm itchy. I'm itchy to play that game. I'm still angry that Scott Pilgrim stopped working on my PS3 because that was such a fun beat 'em up. But apparently it was just re-released. So
I should get Streets of Rage 4 because I love me some Streets of Rage.
It's 2021.
Again, I was a Genesis. I was a Sega kid. Didn't have a Nintendo. I had a Master System that came from somewhere, and then a Genesis. Did get a PS1 when that came out, but yeah, when everybody's like, let's go play Nintendo, it's like or not. We could go play Shinobi on my Sega Master System.
You play some Mutant League. I never had a Sega. Like all my friends had Segas. I was like the only Nintendo kid. It felt like. It's okay to be wrong, Matt.
You know what, James? Genesis does what Nintendo don't.
Beard's throwing down some gauntlets. Dude, I remember one of the games that was way better on Sega was.
There's a lot of games that were way better on the Sega.
Bubsy was one of them. The X-Men games were kick-ass.
Well, they were totally different. They were totally different games. That's
I know. I like the Sega version better. Jurassic Park.
I think both Mutant Apocalypse for the Super Nintendo for the X-Men game is quite good. It's Capcom.
Oh, yeah.
But X-Men 2 Clone Wars or X-Men 2 in Clone Wars, I can't remember what it had a weird title. But anyway, that game is killer.
Yeah. Oh, Neb Shapiro. Matt, did you ever play Chrono Trigger?
You know, I don't. I played Chrono Cross on the PlayStation. I'm certainly aware of Chrono Trigger. I had friends who were into it, but it was one of those. I got a Super Nintendo as more of an adult, and Chrono Trigger by that point was known as, it was a more expensive game. And for me, I'm like, I'm not going to pay that much. So yes, Chrono Trigger, cool game. I absolutely acknowledge it as one of the all-time greats, but I have not really played it much.
And on that lovely note, fellas, we are at 4 minutes left for the show, so we need to do some plug skis. Stan, I gotta pop that up there. And I love that game.
Arcade's Revenge. I don't know, man.
Dude, I loved it. I legit have the team set up over on my shelf right now in those costumes, and I'm just waiting for that arcade to come out because. Oh man,
Jam was not an SNES exclusive Panther 10 because I played the hell out of that on the
Mitch
Genesis.
Falcon in the chat laying down all of our socials. Hell yeah!
Hey, thank you.
Thank you. Mitch is actually my mod on my channel, so dude is a goddamn machine. Wasn't NBA Jam a SNES exclusive? No, NBA Jam was on Sega too.
I played that. I played the hell out of that on Genesis. I played as Clinton and Gore.
NBA Jam is goat.
Heating up.
But so real quick, we're gonna start with you, King, as our third man. What you got going on? And throw some plug skis out there.
Let's see. Started doing Minecraft every other Monday last night. You're my brother. Yeah, sure. He's my brother too.
Yeah,
he ain't heavy. He's my
brother.
Me and Beard, we died at the end, which was, hey, that's what you get. Welcome to Minecraft.
That's on. Is that on here or is that on Known World?
I don't know, to be honest with you. Beard will put it in the chat, I'm sure, if he's still listening.
Yes, he's still there.
And the opposite Mondays is Down in Outlands over on Known Worlds United. And then at least once a month, we've been doing Fire Pro promoter. So the Twitch Projo on this channel. I don't know. Trying to wrap up Star Wars. We got a lot of delays. And probably
Thursday.
a Hellboy. Yeah, I'll have a Hellboy game after that.
Nice.
Probably a Marvel game. Some miniseries after that.
King, I see that Castle Grayskull down there too.
That's the one that you and I were talking about. My new Castle Grayskull is up. Yeah.
Oh, you fancy. There it is.
Ooh.
Beautiful.
Pew, 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 pew.
Nicely done, sir.
Pew, 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 pew.
Oh, damn minis.
Oh, mainly board games too.
Yeah, still good. Mondays Down in Outlands and Craft Club. Wednesdays Tasty Boys, Mass Effect, and D&D on Known World United. All right. Thank you, King. Matthew, what you got going on?
Tiny Meng Tuesdays every Tuesday. Finishing up the Star Wars with Ben this week. We'll see how that goes when it gets aired, whatever that turns into.
We'll probably run them all like kind of mushed together.
Right on. Yeah, so I mean, whatever. I'm along for the ride. What else? Making gear. All kinds of cool stuff there. Start getting back to shows here soon, which will be nice.
Oh.
Hey, yeah, we'll have a website for our little business here launching soon-ish.
Yes.
Yeah, so exciting things afoot for Enhancement Talent clothing and gear. If wrestling gear is a thing you're interested in, please check us out. Enhancement Talent clothing and gear, some variation thereof.
They're around
on all the social medias. You'll find it.
Stan in the chat has a question for you, King. Do you play HeroClix?
Not anymore. I used to. I used to be a judge for WizKids.
Fair enough.
First started out. Yep.
All right.
I did play HeroClix back in the day and Overpower.
I played Mage Knight too. Never played Overpower.
I love me some Overpower.
It was not good, but it was cheap.
Man, people ragging on Mitch Falcon in the chat.
He's a robot.
Mitch, not a bot Falcon. Unicron hiding back there.
I mean, he's there we go. Hiding, but yeah, I'm not going to go haul him off that shelf. Holy crap.
Mitch Falcon, Enhancement Talent Clothing. He's got it down. Mitch, can I call you Mitch the Robot, like Jamie the Robot from the Aquabats? I'm just putting it out there. And to wind down the show, as always, I'm Dave. I'm here every Tuesday. I'm on the Foosh every Monday. And tomorrow, I'll be on my channel. But it's not your normal programming because we're debuting something brand new because we fucked up and we thought that AEW was going to be on Friday and not on Wednesday. So we're starting an hour later, 8 to 10. We're doing the Astro Blaster Ultimate Unboxing with me, Robo, and Cincy. We're going to open up a bunch of shit. It's going to be really fun. It's going to be an absolute cluster. With that, I just want to thank everybody for stopping by.
Thank you so much.
I really appreciate it. Oh, man. Mitch, on the ball.
Jeez.
Just, geez, Louise. Dropping it like it's hot. And hopefully soon that'll be youtube.com/channel/Dave Wonder. We're just waiting on it to clear. I would pull my back trying to get that Unicron off the shelf. And on that fantastical note, good night, everybody.
Bye.
You're right. You're right. I know. We have to come back in here. We have to say good night to everybody. We have to say thank you to everybody. Thank you, Mitch. Thank you, Quintillion. Thank you, Panther. Thank you, Stan. Pale Aragorn. Heel turn. Yes, even you, Beard. Thank you to absolutely everybody in the chat. I really appreciate everybody stopping by. Neb, Tuck, Super Spike, absolutely everybody. Thank you so much for stopping by. See you soon. Oh, bye-bye, Walter. Bye-bye, Walter. Please don't kill me. Good night, everybody.